I now call the organizational meeting of the Ways and Means Committee for the 112th Congress to order. First, as we return to work this week, it's admittedly with heavy hearts. The tragic events that occurred in Tucson have touched every one of us, and I know our thoughts and prayers continue to be with our colleague, Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, and all of the victims of that senseless violence. This is certainly not the way I or anyone would want to begin this meeting, but I would like to ask for a brief moment of silence in their honor. Thank you, and welcome to all members to this initial meeting of the committee. With votes coming soon, I expect this meeting to be brief, and I will keep my remarks short. But I expect us to gather often for lengthy, substantive, and respectful debate. As former Chairman Levin and Rangel know, having held this gavel during the last Congress, this committee possesses a unique responsibility to the Congress and to the American people. The broad swath our jurisdiction cuts across health care, trade, tax, economic, Social Security, welfare, unemployment, and family policy. That puts us at the epicenter of virtually every major debate and challenge we face as a nation. This Congress will meet those issues head-on with the combination of our senior members and those members who are new to the Congress. I can't remember a time when we've welcomed so many new members to this committee, 10 in all, and I'd like to introduce them in order of their seniority. The distinguished gentleman from Pennsylvania, Jim Gerlach, the distinguished gentleman from Georgia, Tom Price, the distinguished gentleman from Florida, Vern Buchanan, the distinguished gentleman from Nebraska, Adrian Smith, the distinguished gentleman from Illinois, Aaron Schock, the distinguished gentleman from New York, Chris Lee, the distinguished gentlewoman from Kansas, Lynn Jenkins, the distinguished gentleman from Minnesota, Eric Paulson, the distinguished gentleman from North Dakota, Rick Berg, and the distinguished gentlewoman from Tennessee, Diane Black. To Ranking Member Levin, let me also say thank you for being so cooperative during this transition. We have a proud tradition at the Ways and Means Committee of rigorous debate, but we and our staffs have always been able to work together, and I look forward to that continuing. I want to especially thank you for agreeing to move forward with the tax reform hearing later this week, even though we were unable to organize until tonight. This is a venture I intend to conduct openly, fairly, and with great input from both sides of the aisle. And at this time, I yield to my friend from Michigan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you can imagine, because the numbers have switched, I have some mixed emotions, but none with a very warm welcome to all of the new members. I once sat down there, and I remember not looking up, but kind of gazing. And I think you'll find this committee one of unusually significant challenges. And I hope very much that we can tackle them not only with amity, but also with honesty. And so again, a warm welcome to each and every one of you. Let me also mention to the chairman that our staffs have been talking, and you and I have discussed this matter, and I believe that there is an agreement that Mr. Rangel is a longtime former chair and then former chair. Pursuant to that, I would like to request that it be our understanding that Mr. Rangel will serve as an ex officio member, sitting on all of the subcommittees without voting rights.
Well, that does correctly state our understanding, and certainly with Chairman Rangel's position as being a former chairman of the committee, I think, and we on our side think it's entirely appropriate and would certainly agree with that.
Thank you very much. And again, on behalf of all of us, we very much welcome you, and we look forward to getting to know each other. That doesn't happen enough around here. I think having some personal relationships may help us in our discussion of issues when we agree and when we don't agree. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Could you yield just for a moment, please? I want to take this opportunity to thank the chair. I was looking for the chairman's button here.
It's gone, Mr. Rankin.
To thank the chair and the ranking members. We have tried everything in this committee for the new members to know in really trying to work together more as members of the Ways and Means Committee. And sometimes we're restricted by forces outside of the committee, and that's what we have to do because we're an extension of our leadership. But I want you to know that Republican or Democrat, we look forward to having you work here and find that this would be one of the most exciting opportunities you've had in your legislative career. And Mr. Chairman, you and I have had a special working relationship. It hasn't been political, but it has been exciting. And working through Mr. Levin, I do hope that notwithstanding the atmosphere, which we all hope and pray would be dramatically improved, that we can get a product out of this committee that we all are proud of. And I thank you for this opportunity that the committee has given for me to continue my work on all of the committees. Thank you so much.
Thank you for yielding back. Thank you both for those comments. Obviously, the purpose of this meeting is to officially organize the committee for the 112th Congress and to approve its rules. Each member should have a copy of the proposed rules before them and a list of changes from the 111th Congress. As you'll see, these are mostly technical changes, changing ratios, correcting capitalization, and the like. And let me ask at this time if there are any questions for the staff director about the rules. The rules are open for amendment at any point. If not, then I recognize Mr. Herger for the purpose of making a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the committee approve the committee rules for the 112th Congress.
The question is on the motion. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The motion is agreed to and the rules are adopted. There being no further business before the committee, this meeting is adjourned.
Okay. Thank you, David.